Since 1948, Fate magazine has brought you reports of the strange and unknown, all of them true. Fate Radio is carrying on that tradition, bringing you the unusual, macabre, strange, and bizarre. Join host Kat Hobson Sunday nights from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern on WBHM Digital Broadcasting. You are listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting, the best in paranormal talk only on Paranormal Experience Radio. Broadcasting live out of Birmingham, Alabama.
You are listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting, Birmingham, Alabama.
It's Wednesday night, time for the Paranormal Experience radio show with host Kat Hobson. Kick back, relax, and get ready to learn. Welcome to the show. Now, here's Kat.
Good evening. Welcome to Paranormal Experience Radio here on WBHM Digital Broadcasting out of Birmingham, Alabama. I am Kat Hobson, your host, and tonight's show is going to be so interesting. I can't wait for y'all to meet Jonathan. But before we get there, I absolutely have to say a couple of different things. One, If you are in the area struck by Hurricane Florence, I am so sorry this happened to you. We've been there and done that ourselves. And I just want you to know that so many people are praying for you and praying for your recovery. And those that don't pray are chanting, flowing positive energy and love, and doing everything they can to lift y'all up right now. I just want y'all to know that we all care and that we're going to help get y'all through this. The other thing that I want to mention is that I was fortunate enough to be at the Scare Fest in Lexington, Kentucky this past weekend, and it was a real fun place to be, I'm telling you. I was fortunate enough to get to see my friend Rick McCollum of the Hollywood Ghost Hunters. He is one of my favorite people. His friends R.A., Steve, and Kane are also pretty amazing guys in their own right, too. And I really enjoyed getting to know a couple of them better. I got to investigate with them Friday night. They're the real deal. They're a lot of fun, but they are serious when it comes to paranormal investigation. And that was neat to see and experience because I am, too. When I had the opportunity, I got to meet a lot of new people, new vendors. I had a chance to do a quick interview with Christopher Maggard that's going to air during our synopsis show of the event. That will be airing Halloween, and unless something odd happens out there in the Atlantic, that will be airing live from the Key West Cemetery. So I just love what I do. And that being said, one of my favorite things about what I do is getting to talk to people whose expertise is different from mine. Jonathan Odom is the founder of Alabama Paranormal and Bigfoot. That means we pretty much investigated most of the same places, just not together yet. But he's also in the field, in the woods, scaling blank-faced rock walls that don't look like they have any kind of handhold, trying to find what is living in these caves that he finds. And I'm going to tell you, I used to be offended that he told me that some of these places were a little rough and tough, and now I'm glad he told me that. Jonathan, welcome so much to Paranormal Experience. I'm so glad you're here.
Well, thank you. I have a big fan of yours always, and the first two times I actually talked to you, we really connected, and it's rare to connect to people in the paranormal and Bigfoot world, and it's a pleasure and an honor to be on here tonight.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure and honor to have you because you go and look at things that and look for things that other people tend to run from.
Oh yeah, and it's crazy. A lot of times I'm out in the woods hunting Bigfoot, and
alone.
I have a lot of paranormal stuff happen. So it's you just never know what you're going to get when you go out there. A lot of times.
You go out alone.
Yeah, I mean I've just I'm comfortable alone. I guess that's not a. I don't know if that's really a good thing or a bad thing. And I take my guys out every once in a while,
right.
Mostly at night. I've got a lot at night now by myself. And I like to think that I put the odds in my favor, but, Mr. Murphy can always show up and he can have you a bad day. And it's just, I'm just very comfortable in the woods. And I think that's just something very different about me. I'm just very comfortable in the woods, and I don't know. I'm good at it, and I say that not being cocky in any shape, form, or fashion, because
well,
anything
it's just
can
kind
happen.
Of a statement, right?
Yeah, because logs roll on me all the time, and I've came very close several times to breaking legs and getting seriously hurt. Last week I had a wild boar charge me. I didn't shoot him, but I thought, oh my God, I'm supposed not to shoot a boar, and he actually he veered off, and it's a fascination that I've had since I was a kid, and the woods to me are not very scary, especially at night, because to me, bad human beings scare me more than anything, and I know that's really strange to say, but a lot of people don't spend a lot of time in the woods, and they think they're mysterious, and they are mysterious. There's a lot of odd things happen in the woods. But I'm just very comfortable with it. I don't know why. I question myself a lot, you know.
Well, I wonder too, because I am not someone who, I lived very rurally 2 times in my life, and I didn't care for any of them. So,
Right.
it's not that I'm not a brave person, because I am, but some of the stuff that's out there can give you pause. And
Yeah.
it will, like you said, with the heat and everything that's been going on, snakes.
Oh yeah.
That's my biggest fear, are the snakes,
Yeah.
and we've talked about that. But
And the woods are very much alive, with everything, and it's. I mean, there are times at night when I'm by myself that I have actually had some. You can feel things in the woods,
mm-hmm.
and I've had. What freaks me out the most is when I get something get on me, and it's almost like I just want to take off running, and I know I cannot do that, and then my mind goes back to there, just like there is haunted houses, I believe there is woods that are something's there, whether it's an ancient spirit or whatever it is. I mean, I felt that 100 times or more in the woods at night by myself. And it really is, I guess, with the paranormal investigator such as it really is running the gamut. The only thing that keeps me from running is knowing, okay, if I run off this bluff, I'm dead.
Well,
and that's pretty much.
Yes.
It's kind of a game, you play. You just got to be very in tune. And I like to take people in the woods and give them that experience. And I've had people that couldn't handle it, and I've had people that were like, "You're crazy as hell," And I guess I just don't know what to think about that, because it's not all fun and games. Sometimes it's kind of weird. I see foxfire a lot in the wintertime, which is phosphorus gas that comes off of rotten leaves, and it floats. And when you see that, but I've also thought I've seen foxfire that did not behave like foxfire. It makes you, question everything, and it's, I go off the beaten path a lot. A lot of times in the Talladega National Forest where I go, and
right.
even in Bankhead, rangers are like, "Hey, have you seen this person?" Because I know where a lot of things are that they don't even know. But it's interesting. So,
we're going to have to back up, because I know what foxfire is, but not everybody listening does. Can you explain that to them?
Foxfire is something that occurs when leaves, wet leaves, and like a log that is sitting on the ground, when it starts rotting, it gives off a gas, and the old timers would call it foxfire. I don't know quite where that term comes, but it will actually float, and a lot of time it's bioluminescent in the woods, and it will actually glow. And I've seen some places in the forest too where some certain type of mushrooms do the same thing. I don't know where the term comes from, the Appalachians, I'm pretty sure, because that's the Foxfire series books. But it
right.
floats. I see it quite a bit. I see it actually a lot in the wintertime. When there's been a hot, sunny day in the wintertime, and then it gets kind of cold, you'll see it. And it's pretty cool to see. I don't really think that it's paranormal, and I'm pretty sure of that. But then again, the more I read about certain things, I mean, it may be. I mean, is that a good explanation, or?
Well, that's a definitive answer. I've got to tell you, Jonathan. So thanks for that clarification. No, I kid, because, there's so little that actually you have a definitive answer for. But we have a question for you already out of chat.
Okay. Yeah.
And
let's do it.
Brenda says that since Bigfoot's living in the woods, and there are from time to time rabid animals in those woods, like boar go crazy. They're mean anyway.
Yep.
But have there ever been reports of rabid Bigfoot, or given some of the things that she's heard about them, are these creatures immune to disease?
I think, I don't think they're immune to diseases. I have some good friends in the Texas thickets that talks about creatures being aggressive. I've had one creature that was aggressive, but it was more of a young type creature that approached me on one of my videos while I was filming, and I shot